Get out your pitchforks, folks. A furious farmer just confronted a MAGA congressman and told him, well, stay tuned. This is pretty epic. Welcome to Occupy Democrats. I'm David Reddish. Before I begin, my heartfelt thanks to all of you who donated to my Ko-Fi ahead of my surgery this coming Friday. It's incredibly generous of you, and I'm so grateful, and it will make my recovery so much easier. I promise I'll get back on air as soon as I can, swelling allowing. On to our breaking story. Conventional wisdom says Trump won election in 2024 thanks to angry voters. Americans angry about rising prices, government gridlock, and a lack of immediate action. The reality is a bit more complicated, of course, but for the sake of this story, you need to know. Americans are even angrier now. Need proof? Here's a reminder from earlier this summer.
There have been rallies across the country opposing President Trump's agenda on the day of the president's military parade. They cap a week of demonstrations against immigration raids that began in Los Angeles and spread nationwide. Today's events in about 2,000 cities and towns were organized by the No Kings movement, which calls the administration's actions authoritarian. There were rallies near Mr. Trump's Mar-a-Lago residence in West Palm Beach, Florida.
No ICE! No KKK! No fascist USA!
In Boston, where it was raining. In Atlanta, with Proud Boy counter-protesters looking on, and in Philadelphia at the flagship No Kings rally. Local officials urged protesters to demonstrate peacefully and avoid blocking roads.
And if you think that's angry, stay tuned. You'd think that Trump and his pit of snakes might have gotten a clue that Americans hate his policies, but since when can anyone talk sense into a taco? Moving on. The anger on display in the No Kings protests has only intensified, especially as Trump has turned Washington, D.C. into a military occupation. Americans don't want to live in a North Korea-style police state. Other issues, from tariffs to Gaza to Trump's budget, have also invited blowback, even in the reddest of states. Remember this from a Nebraska town hall earlier this month?
Overnight, Congressman Mike Flood facing a barrage of pushback as he tries to sell his constituents on President Trump's agenda. The Nebraska Republican getting an earful for his support of Trump's massive tax and spending bill.
There's been a lot of misinformation out there about the bill.
No wonder Trump is trying to rig the midterm elections next year. For more on all these stories, see our other videos here on the channel. Now we turn to another red state, Missouri. Once known as the nation's bellwether on political issues, Missouri has since become deep red and was the site of the Ferguson protests some 10 years ago. Currently serving its 4th district, Congressman Mark Alford, who won election in 2022. Since then, he's proven himself a MAGA diehard, supporting Trump's tariffs and the mass layoffs of DOJ. Last night, speaking to his constituents in a town hall, an elderly farmer scolded Alford for rubber stamping Trump's policies. Now, this is a longer clip, but you'll want to watch it all for the coup de grace. Take a look.
My great-great-grandfather helped open this university. I am pissed, and I'm pissed at you because I have emailed you because it's easier for me than to try to talk on the phone without profanity. I would appreciate you taking your father's U.S. Constitution book, read it, study it, make your own lines underneath it, and get Trump out of office. The man is a dictator. He knows nothing about what he talks about. I listened to him for about a half hour today, and I got sick at all the lies he brought up. Now, I'm about ready to lose my farm. Do you know why? I'm sure you don't know why.
Lose your what, sir?
Farm.
Farm?
Yeah.
Why is that, sir?
Because Missouri does not have wills. They have trust. They have legal zigzags. And a trust most people don't know anything about. So I'm dealing with a state that's a crooked state, doesn't care about what farmers happen. The only reason why we have farmers today is because the federal government funds them. How much money of our tax money goes to farmers. Farmers work very hard, but they're funded by the federal government, not by selling groceries. That's what Foster Farms and all of those characters, that's where they get their money. The price of steaks, $20 a pound, because of big business. You want to straighten out the budget? Start taxing corporations and the wealthy, like we've been telling you. Do you think we're idiots? Do you think we don't pay taxes? Do you think that we don't have to make budgets? You talk about half-truths when I listen to you. You know nothing about taking care of children because you've always had a really good-paying job. You know nothing about what a working-class citizen does. Come down here. Come down here and start trying to pay your medical insurance. Come down here and walk into Costco to try to feed your family, to feed your kid that's moved out, to feed your great-grandchildren. I had a very good job in California, and I'm able to feed my family, and it goes all the way to great-grandchildren. You're not helping me. Believe me, you're not helping me. You need to take your head out of Trump's ass and start doing your representation of us.
I couldn't have said it better myself. Seriously, what is wrong with these politicians? Don't they see the Trump-tanic is sinking? And if this is the kind of protest we're seeing in deep red districts like Missouri number 4, no amount of illegal gerrymandering will prevent a Republican shellacking in the midterms next year. And when that happens, not only will Democrats launch impeachment proceedings and investigations into everything from Trump coin to Epstein, they can undo some of these gerrymandering efforts. In other words, Congressman Alford, get a bloody clue. You've been living in the bubble known as Trump's colon for far too long and have forgotten the people who gave you your job in the first place. You ought to try doing it. The pitchforks and other farm implements are coming out. Sharp. This is Occupy Democrats.